Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. 4 years ago, I was lucky enough to get a free ticket to see a RakuGo performance in Kyoto. For those who wonder, RakuGo is a traditional Japanese storytelling performance, which often involves funny, comical, sometimes sentimental stories. It is, in a nutshell, a traditional Japanese comedy. That was a very pleasant experience, except that I believe over 50% of the jokes flew over my head. And worth noting that I was very confident with my own Japanese ability. Most of my Japanese friends couldn't tell that I was from Taiwan. Still, those old words, those old expressions used in RakuGo was not simple for me. Now I'm lucky that I can enjoy RakuGo more thoroughly, but however, that's not always the case for other people. So what's the problem? When someone learns a foreign language for long enough, they will feel like to challenge some native contents, for example, native news channels or native entertainments, for example, like RakuGo. Now, many of them, however, have to face the cruel fact that language in textbook and language in the real world are different. Now, some of them even then give up learning the language because they can't see the point of learning a language that they can never seem to get command of. So I see there are many undergraduate students from Tokyo today. So how many of you still remember the second foreign language you learned from your first year? Now, let's talk about another problem. We have an interview with a Japanese language teacher who teaches foreign students in Tokyo. And they have mentioned that they are far from enough Japanese language school in Japan. According to an investigation of Agency for Cultural Affairs, 39% of foreign residents in Japan want to receive some more language learning support. In the past 20 years, the foreign residents in Japan has doubled in number, and if the growing rates is still the same in the next 10 years, we will see this number exceed 5 million in 2030. So, the language education problem of Japanese become more important than ever. There comes our solution. Our solution is called RakuRakuGo. We call it RakuRakuGo because, well, our starting point is RakuGo, obviously. And it is a very simple service, a language simplification service that targets beginners, intermediate Japanese learners who knows a little Japanese, but who needs a little more push for the support. So it works very easily. It records an audio or records the content. It puts it into large language models and simplifies it, replace some hard, difficult native words into foreigner-friendly words or phrases, and then through voice cloning technology, we output it as voice and dub the original content. So, a successfully simplified sentence should look like this, but actually, let's just jump to demonstration. So, today we are converting a 20-second RakuGo clip by Katsura Utamaru, one of my favorites. Wait a second. Okay. Let's play it again, please. Okay, so that doesn't sound so foreigner-friendly. Now, unfortunately, we haven't finished our UI for mobile applications. So today we're showing you this user interface we made with Streamlit, a Python library. So now first, we upload the audio or video onto this website, and then we convert it with models from OpenAI Whisper V2 Large. It is the state-of-the-art language model. Voice recognition model. And then we put it into ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo, which is a fine-tuningable large language model. And we put it with our own handmade data set, which contains simplified RakuGo and original scripts, and it is verified through an actual Japanese language teacher. And finally, we put it into text-speech process, which we use a voice cloning model from 11 labs, which is called multilingual V2. And the convert, when completed, an ideal converted video should look like this. So I will just spread it from my phone. Just wait a minute. And that's one of the ideal conversion of the video. So someone might ask, why don't we just use translation app? Well, one of the difference between our product and translating app is that we focus on language learning. Because obviously, because we focus on not only translating the original contents, but not making our users lose their chances of improving their own language ability. And same goes to the subtitles. We can talk about this in the later Q&A session. Now take a look at our business model. The structure is simple. The user pays us a subscription fee, and we provide them simplified contents and some other extra functions in the future. Then we collect user data, of course, under their agreements, and provide them to advertising companies because we believe that we can also create a money flow over there. And then by getting feedbacks and data from our users, we can also improve our own services. Then we have also calculated the R&D market size, and we believe we are confident enough that there are enough initial markets for us. Then the potential of RakuRakuGo doesn't limit in only converting RakuGo into foreigners-friendly content. It can be applied to all sorts of contents, for example, like news channels, musicals, entertainment, in all sorts of formats, in text, in video, in audio, and in all sorts of language, ideally, in the future. And that's all I can tell you about RakuRakuGo in 8 minutes, and thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you so much.